The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Beam me up. You are now rocking with the best. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos, the official chip and dip of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Heckma Harrison, and I'm joined by my guys in the building. We are lucky to have Barry Church here.
Yes, sir.
He missed his tea time. He's in the building today.
I'm in that thing, baby.
In the thing. And CBZ, cue the music, please. Cue the music, please. Come on, man. The challenge winner, Mr. Quartermill in the building.
He's booked.
And he's busy.
Yeah. I'm busy on the Players Lounge, baby.
Mr. Danny McCray is in here today. What's happening, fellas? How are y'all, man?
Hey, man, you know what? I'm thinking about, starting, I'm giving advice to people who want to bet, on games and stuff like that. I might just start giving advice, letting them know, hey, this is not, guaranteed to help you win or nothing. But if you roll with me, you're liable to make some bread. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Hick?
No.
Negative.
No, it's all good. And what I do love is how easy it is for Danny to celebrate himself. That's one thing I do know about D-Mac. He don't take every opportunity he can.
Any victory.
He
gonna take it.
He gonna put the hat on. He gonna blow the whistle. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, you root for the Cowboys. You know how hard a victory is to come by.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
All right,
hey.
so you need to celebrate.
Got every single one.
Yeah, you need to celebrate, and NFL football, it don't matter if you are 1-12. When you win that second game, it felt like you done won the Super Bowl because they're hard to come by.
Celebrating everything.
Hey, man, so
I'm sure you're confident. You watched the game last night, and the Thursday night game. I believe it was myself and Newy that had the Steelers, and the Young Bucks had the Browns, and they came out victorious. Man, I think you guys are 3-0.
Yeah, I know for sure I'm undefeated.
I think I'm 2-1.
Yeah,
but
you're 2-1. You're 2-1.
This is a clear example of old school people, right? They just can't get off the old school stuff. Y'all listen to real music. Y'all listen to real music. That type of stuff, right? And so what Newy said yesterday was, it's just something about the Browns. They just can't beat Pittsburgh. Blah blah blah. Because historically they have been able to do
He went by the numbers.
And the new school people say, bro, all that old school stuff out the window. This is music now, right? This is what we doing, and we watched Pittsburgh get bullied all night last night on their offensive line. I'm talking about
in the trenches.
Just pushing them out the line 5 yards at a time. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. What, over 100?
Over 100.
I mean,
your boy was over 100 too.
So Amari, man, let me tell you something. If he don't drop that last pass, he going for a touchdown. He probably gonna have 160 yards, 2 tugs.
Imagine if he didn't step out of bounds on that one play. I mean, that's another 50. Man,
and his routes are impeccable.
Did it make you miss Amari Cooper last night?
It did not, because we don't use him like that.
We don't use him like that.
It did not.
I ain't gonna lie.
If you see the last big play he made, they lined up and it might have been 21. It was one receiver. So it was that 22 personnel.
Yeah.
He's the only receiver out there. Because the run game is working so well, they got to all defend the run. It's one-on-one with Amari Cooper. He runs an over route, which everybody knows is coming, but he has a subtle plan outside, beats the corner, accelerates.
He's one of the best route runners in the league. And I ain't gonna lie, after what I saw last night, we could use some of that. We could use some of that, man.
It's obvious that their coaching staff is taking advantage of what he is good at. Is that? I mean,
and when you can do that, when you can do that in that formation, that says a lot about how you've been setting things up for the entire game. And they're using right, man. They did a good job. And kudos to the Browns for getting the victory. But I'm one of those people that just, it's not like seeing your ex out on a date with somebody else. You're like, oh man, it used to be me. Now, you know what I mean? I don't have that feeling about Amari Cooper. I'm glad it's working out for him in Cleveland, but.
Oh yeah, I don't miss him. We weren't gonna do nothing with him anyways. I mean, when he came in the first year when we traded for him, that is the Amari Cooper that we were like, that's what we're gonna continue to see. And somehow we in our minds got it that Amari Cooper ain't that guy no more.
He did start fading away a little bit though. Like away games, he was fading off.
Yeah, but he's been that guy. But we still got 8 home games.
Yeah,
and it's still at the home games. You were just seeing that even if we're going to lose the game, you got to lose the game through him and Zeke, and it just wasn't happening that way.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure you don't? I mean, it sounds like you're missing.
No, I was watching the game last night, and I was picturing the 2014 Dallas Cowboys bullying folks with Dez Bryant out there
just catching
passes because you were able to lean on the run. Yeah. I'm telling you, them dudes got tired of Nick Chubb running through their chest.
They did.
They got so tired of it, and it opened up everything. My man Brissett was almost 100% completion rate.
And as a safety, I mean, after a while, you like, man, hold
it's
up.
Coming.
I got to go in the box now. I got to go down there. Man, here we go again. You hate that feeling because it ain't a let up either. Because when Chubb goes to the sideline, here come Kareem Hunt, who's just about 220-something running downhill. So they got a deadly duo down there.
No, and Kevin, that's what I love about Kevin Stefanski is how stubborn he is about the run. It don't matter what down it is. He'll run it 3 times in a row. That's something you don't even see in the NFL no more. 4 times in a row. He's just going to hand that thing off, allow his offensive line to do what they do, and it's an easy victory for the Cleveland Browns. They pull it off. But, man, look, man, before we get started, I just want to ask y'all brothers, because brother to brother, we doing our thing today. How y'all feeling, man? How your mind stay there? Are you good? BC, how's your world? How your life, man? Everything good with you, homie?
I ain't going to lie, man. Life is good right now. Life is good. Family's doing everything. My grandparents are in town, man.
Man,
so
that's a blessing.
Yeah, they checking everything out. They got their grandkids, great-grandkids now that they checking out. So, I mean, it's a special experience
That's
right
love.
now. So life is good.
That's
life
love.
is good right now, man.
D-Mac, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I got my daughter's birthday party tomorrow.
I'll be there tomorrow.
I see Church
I'll be there tomorrow.
over there. I got my mom in town.
There you go.
So we got the grandparents in town. I got my little nephew in town, my little sister. So the whole family is in. So we just seeing, multiple generations of the McCray, the Harris family, all that stuff.
You throwing some crawfish on?
No. Come on, man. See, that's why you don't know. I wish. Don't do me like that. They don't sell crawfish like that. It's out of season, okay? Yeah, all you can get is the frozen. Now he just messed my day up.
I just wanted that spiciness real quick. That's all with the potatoes. I'm telling you, heck, this man right here, I don't want to, toot his horn too hard, but I'm telling you, man, the man got it down when it comes to the crawfish, man.
My fam's from Lake Charles, Louisiana, man, so I know.
Oh, so you know all about it, man.
I know all about it.
The sausage, the potatoes,
yeah, they get the LaBerge all the time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I know what it's all about. But, man, like I said, it's all for me, man. It's about checking in with my brothers. We don't do enough of that, checking in with each other. So it's good to know that y'all are good, man, but we got business to handle. We got business to handle on Monday. But Mike McCarthy had a press conference, and he talked about the controversy. And it's been everywhere. Y'all, I mean, Newey got us all wound up. he had us wound up in here yesterday talking about the controversy from Jerry Jones. And basically, Jerry Jones comes out and says that he would walk to New York if Cooper Rush could come in and have the same kind of wins like Dak had with Romo back in 2016. But then Mike McCarthy takes the mic and said,
yeah, ain't going down like that.
Shut that down. There is no controversy. Dak Prescott is our man, and when he comes back and ready to go, that is who we're going to go with. Guys, just your reaction from the press conference when you saw it.
Listen, I felt the same way I felt yesterday, okay? I already knew that Jerry Jones was just saying, man, we want Cooper Rush to play that well. That's what we wish for. But I ain't answering no questions about him taking over Dak's position. He literally said, they say, man, I'm not saying he's going to play that good now, are you? Pump your brakes, all right? And everybody in that locker room knew it. Everybody on TV knows it. We know it. We know Dak is the guy. You gave 160.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Man made $75 million last year.
Well, so he's the guy, man. He's the guy. And no matter what happens, no matter how good Cooper Rush plays, in our minds is going to say, man, but if that was Dak in there, imagine how much better we would have looked. Because we know the caliber that Dak is, and we assume we know so far for what Cooper Rush is. Even though he's 2-0, I don't believe that he's on Dak Prescott's level.
No, I'm with y'all. I mean, we all know here that, Dak's going to get his job back when he gets here. I mean, he's QB1. Like you said, they paying him $160, made $75 last year. So you're not just going to get that job away easily like that. But when I was just playing a little bit of devil's advocate.
You did that.
I played a little devil's advocate yesterday,
did
man. Because I was thinking to myself, man, that's the same thing that happened when Dak took over. But we didn't get a sample size of what Romo had because he didn't play that whole season. But, if Cooper Rush comes in here, let's just say he plays the next 6. plays his next 6. So those are marquee victories over. You got 2 division opponents. You might even have 3. I don't know when that Philly game is, but you might have 3 wins over division opponents. The old Super Bowl champs coming to town, or we go over there and he gets a dub over there. If he looks extremely impressive, I'm talking about all world, like Pat Mahomes rookie year. Like if he just keeps building, it'd be very interesting. And they at least got to ask themselves a question. Now, is it a high percent that he'll get that shot again? No, I give it like maybe 15, 20%, if that. He got to be balling on Mahomes type level to get above that. But, man, I don't know, man. If the guy goes out and performs unbelievable.
Hey, man.
I'm talking about Dan Marino, unbelievable.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
So here comes gravity. Okay.
What can happen?
Here comes gravity. And that's what you want your backup to do.
Yeah.
You want your backup to be able to come in and spot duty and play the way that Cooper Rush did against Cincinnati. Now, can he maintain that effort throughout the whole season? They're going to have to handcuff so much of their offense because it's curtailed around Dak Prescott and his strengths. And so, man, what's alarming to me is when I get up and I see this slander on Dak. and I don't know if it's just me or if you guys notice this, but of all the quarterbacks in the NFL, he is the one guy that I feel like gets the most criticism at any given time. I mean, if you can get any quarterback, you pick top 5, top 10, top 15, they will take any chance to run Dak Prescott through the mud. To me, this is easy. This is an absurd conversation to have versus on a guy that has earned his contract, gotten paid what he's getting paid. Do you know, first of all, how much money they would have to eat if they did go with Cooper Rush?
That's a big sandwich.
Heck, okay, listen, I feel you. I'm on your side. I'm on your side 100%. But you know, like I know, who does Dak Prescott play for?
The Dallas Cowboys.
So it's all. It don't matter. It don't matter what happens. What the name of the quarterback is. The quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys is always going to be under more criticism and always going to be subject to more hate or more love based off how they playing. Anytime, in the history of it, it doesn't matter. It's the Dallas Cowboys. Just how Jerry was able to pump that up at the beginning of every sports show this morning and yesterday. It was on there, but that's because the Cowboys sell. It's the reason why all the networks are battling to get the Cowboys game. I think 25 million people watch the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the Dallas Cowboys. So it's always going to be that way. And the quicker that him, I know he understands it, but the quicker that we can all get a grasp of that, we like, yeah, that's just the Cowboys way. That's what it is. But I do want to go back to this. Dak Prescott took Tony Romo's job. And I remember the year before, okay? I know Tony Romo got hurt at the beginning of the year, right? Mm-hmm. And we banked everything on the fact that he was going to come back and take us to the playoffs. He was back in there for 2 games, and what happened?
Yeah,
got hurt again.
You talking about 15? You talking about 15? Yeah.
And got hurt again.
He got slumped up.
So when he gets then hurt again in preseason, it's like, what? Well, of course, if this dude is playing well, we're going to leave him in the game because we know what has been happening to Tony. Yeah. I don't think that's the same with Dak. The one he had with the broken ankle, that is a freak injury. That is a freak injury, not one of those like wear and tear on your body type things. Mm-hmm. This one, another one. Thumb hits the helmet. These are things that quarterbacks are at risk of happening to them for playing the position. This ain't the same situation. Okay.
So dead cap for Dak is $89 million.
No.
So this is what I'm saying. And everybody knows that too. And D-Mac, I'm with you. It's the Cowboys. If you just landed on Earth yesterday, you wouldn't even know who won the Super Bowl. All right? The Rams from Los Angeles, they won the Super Bowl last year. And they don't even talk about them. They talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about the slander that this man gets just when they start in the pecking order. I know Dallas Cowboy haters. I can smell them a mile away. I already know what it is, and most of it is just hate. But when you talk about a quarterback, I'm just talking about the man who Dak is. And for me, when I look at somebody who has balled their entire career, let's not even talk about playing. The adversity that he's faced on the field. A guy that's come back, one of his parents died. He come back and he ball out. Mm-hmm. Okay? Break his leg in half on the field. You freak accident or not. Comes back, balls out. Brother dies, balls out. So to me, when you see a guy with that kind of character, that would be the guy that I would get behind. That wouldn't be the guy that I'd be saying, Oh, yeah. We waiting on this other dude. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That, like, I would get behind the character of a guy like Dak that hasn't given you any problems off the field, that's doing it with the yardage, just the statistics, if you look at it, leading the NFL in yards, touchdown percentage, all the QBR, and the PFF.
Yeah.
This guy has done it. And so to have to face this kind of scrutiny from our fan base, haters or otherwise, D-Mac is not. It's out of place.
Okay. Listen, I understand all that. Okay, I understand all that. I understand you got to come back from doing that, and it takes an amazing amount of resilience to do that. But there's a separation of, hey, all that did happen. But are you playing well, right? That's all people care about. Like, I think everybody is behind him as a leader, his character, what type of person he is. But if he has a bad game, that doesn't mean that they can't then say he had a bad game because he was able to come back from
the scrutiny
X, Y,
is different.
Z.
The scrutiny is different. But you get what I'm saying. I think you understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. Just to me, it really just kind of trips me out from a national media standpoint. Yeah. But man, we have a game on Monday, and we done went. Hey, we done a lot.
Dak ain't even playing.
See
that? And you snaked your way up out of that one because I was saying, is it fair? He want to answer. He'll bite the fingernail.
But what we are going to do is we're going to talk about this game on Monday in New York City in MetLife on Monday night. Cowboys versus Giants. Stay rocking with us here on The Players.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, Shave Logic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit shavelogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to shavelogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Are you a Cowboy fan who spices up the game? Nominate yourself or a friend to be the Cowboy Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, holding my leg up, and win a trip to Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. Nominate yourself or a friend at DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year. CBZ, can I nominate myself? Can I get it? Can I be a part of that?
It says you can.
You better well go ahead and get up in there.
The way you've been saying, you might as well.
Goodness. He sounded how people were talking after Dak broke his ankle. You know, tears coming out their eyes and stuff. They bring it Dak Prescott past guys.
Yeah, man.
My quarterback.
Man, that's all right. Watch what he do. Watch what he do when he come back.
But we not. Don't throw us in there, bro. We not against that.
I'm not talking to y'all then. I ain't talking to you.
We the media.
We not in
we
there.
part of that media.
Y'all the problem. You see, it's y'all. Y'all was spinning these rumors out in the media. They got everybody hating on my man Dak. Wait till he come back. Man. Wait till he come back. Gonna make y'all eat crow like y'all supposed to. Hey, we got a game Monday. at MetLife Stadium. And guys, there's some matchups, and we started to preview this in our group chat about what those matchups are, and just leaning on my defensive specialist. And I'll start with you, BC. What is a matchup that you're looking forward to, or one that you say, look, the Cowboys have got to win this one?
Yeah, to me, it's simple. This matchup, the Cowboys have got to win, because if they don't, it could get ugly. And that's Saquon versus them linebacking core. Now, I'm going to put all of them in there, whether it's Parsons at that second level, Barr, maybe Cox might jump in there, whoever's Van Der Esch, whoever's in that linebacker core. When you got Barkley in there, they got to make sure they win that matchup, because to me, that offense, and rightfully so, runs directly through Saquon Barkley. I mean, this is a guy he's leading the league right now in rushes. His average is 6.2 or 1 a carry. I mean, that is nuts right now. And if you look at him, if you watch the games he's played in, this is the most explosive I've seen Barkley, even his rookie year, even before that. I mean, this guy is fully healed from this ACL injury, and he is coming downhill, whether it's in the tackles, bouncing it outside. He's still got the speed to do that. But what makes me really nervous and concerning about this is this matchup. Coach Brian Daboll, he's using this guy in the passing game a lot more than he has in the past. The guy got over, I think it was like 13 targets through the first 2 games. And we've seen it before in the past, where running backs coming out of the backfield that can catch the football have been a problem for this Dallas Cowboys linebacking core. Now, that was when, Jalen Smith was in there and LVE, and they were struggling a little bit, but this is still a matchup concern for me, because if he gets going, running the football and passing the football, it can be a huge concern and a dangerous matchup for this Cowboys defense. So that's where I'm headed for this matchup, that they must win, because if they can't control Barkley, that leaves New York with an opportunity to win, and they're not forced to go through Daniel Jones' arm to win the game. Because if you force him to go through Daniel Jones' arm, that guy's a walking turnover, and we can run away with his victory. But you got to make him one-dimensional, and it starts by shutting down Saquon Barkley. If we're not able to do that, could be dangerous.
Now, I think you answered your own question when you said that in the past, in the linebackers that we had that couldn't deal with that, part. And I think Anthony Barr, for all intents and purposes, and also if our safeties, I think you feel better about our safeties at this point, and what they can do. But you're right. It's getting Saquon Barkley, stopping him is going to be the key to victory, because I don't believe that Daniel Jones can be the guy that will put it on his arm.
Walking turnover.
Yeah, and win the state. But D-Mac, what about you? When you look at the tape and when you look at these two teams, what's the matchup for the Cowboys that you're like, hey, man, you better pay attention to this?
Listen, I think it's simple for us. I'm with you on Saquon. But I'm going Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott versus Daniel Jones's running ability and Saquon Barkley's running ability.
So whoever got the best running game.
Like, whoever has the best running game this Monday, I think will be the most successful. Because I think this is going to be one of those ground and pound games. I think it's going to be a defensive game where they're trying to take it out of the quarterback hands and put it in the running back's hands, because they have dynamic guys back there. And don't forget that Daniel Jones is a mobile quarterback, all right? Even though he stumbled over his feet after 50 yards of running, he was on a 50-yard run running away from
guys. He started opening up. He can roll a little bit.
So I think it's going to be a defensive game, and any time you're in a defensive game, like you saw last night, the running game is the most important. Can Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley outrush our two guys, which is Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard? I think we have the upper hand, but we have been known to struggle against those quarterbacks that are that mobile and look to run the ball.
And this is where they can be got, in my opinion. Because if you look at it, New York, there's not a lot of household names. Outside of Leonard Williams, who he got the MCL, he's day-to-day right now. There's not a lot of household names. Now, their discipline is all heck. So, they can run to the football and hitting all that good stuff. But they gave up 93 yards to the Tennessee Titans, which is not huge. But then they followed that up, giving up 146 yards on the ground in Carolina.
There you go.
All right, so this is where I think we can attack this team. It just all comes down to we talk about it all the time. Can my man stay consistent with it?
Oh, man.
We saw him do it for 1 week, but we all know when it comes to that game call, I'm playing Madden right now. I gotta go out here. You see how many yards I can put up? Yeah. So if he can stay consistent on that ground game, we got a bona fide shot.
And Danny, man, you say you sound like a broken record, but it's true. I mean, you're going to stay with what you know, and especially with Cooper Rush, you know what's going to make him better is that ground game. And you're going on the road, and that's been my thought. Anytime you go on the road, you better pack your defense and your running game. Take the crowd out of it, all of those things, because you know that MetLife crowd is going to be rocking because they got an opportunity to go 3-0. And, fellas, they hadn't been 3-0 since Plexico shot at 7-11. That's a long time. Hey man,
let's go to jail for that shooting himself.
That man went to
take care of them guns in New York like that.
Hey man, that man went to the whole pen behind shooting himself. Okay,
mistakes were made.
So I'm just telling you, they want more than anything to feel like Brian Daboll is that guy, especially with the coaches that they've had come through before. I mean, this whole thing has been a disaster for them. But I'm with you. I really do believe that what do we say about trust? And say,
you gotta have this whole.
I don't. Do I trust that we will stay with the running game? I believe that you're in a situation with your quarterback that you have to. Danny, I think that if we're looking at Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones versus Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, I'm definitely going to take, just based off of the talent level, we got them.
You got to.
I believe we have them. And that's the one thing, and you go back to that Carolina. Carolina was running on them.
Running that thing.
They was running.
Yes, they were.
Now
not Tampa. No, Tampa came in, ran it on us now. Let's not act like we not susceptible to get the ball ran on.
We did have that first game really kind of showed all of us, like, look, we could talk all this noise about the defense and what they're able to do, but if they can't stop the running game, then everything else is going. And then you saw them come back to the next game and say, hey, this is what we got to take care of. The other thing I think for this defense is we haven't seen the turnovers like we seen last year to this point. Now, the great thing about our defense is they're sacking the quarterback at levels that we hadn't seen since 1996. Ooh. Okay, and this is a defense that's getting after it. So as much as people say, look, man, we cannot get those numbers as far as the turnovers, but we should be able to pressure the quarterback, and that's the matchup that I believe that I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what the big briefcase can do.
So even though, we're not taking the ball away as much as we did last year, would you say we're playing, better, sounder defense out there? Because you don't have a lot of busting the coverage. You don't see a lot of mental errors out there when it comes to this defense. I know it's early, first 2 weeks, but you don't see a lot of that. And when you come to the tackling, I feel like the first week, I wouldn't say they were soft, but Leonard Fournette was falling forward a lot. He was dragging a lot of guys out there. And then that next week, it's like it was a totally different switch went off. Those guys were hitting physical. I mean, you saw gang tackling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hats to the ball all at the same time. And that's what we got to do against Saquon. So even though we're not taking the ball away, I love to see those numbers tick up a little bit. I feel like they're playing more sound defense, and it felt like this as a whole, these guys are understanding Dan Quinn's system a lot better this year than they did last.
Go ahead.
I think we're still on par with where we were last year. I know the first game last year was a little shaky. Both teams put up a lot of points, and we did end up losing. But as we moved into like week 5 and 6, we were still number 1 in third down. We were number 1 in turnovers. Like, we were still up there in all the categories that gave the ball back to our offense. Now, we're still doing the same. Like, we're getting the ball back, low-scoring games. We're still doing all that. I do want to see us get some turnovers. Do you remember the year where it was like all we could focus on was takeovers?
Take the ball away. That's it.
Takeover. They didn't care about nothing but turnovers.
They didn't even care if you wrapped up. You better punch that ball.
Punch the ball.
You better do something.
I don't want to get to where they start feeling like they need to get to that point, right? To where we have to press to get it. They're playing well, continue to play well, continue to stop the run. All right, right now we've been inconsistent with it because we fixed it the second week, but we got to see how it's going now against a guy like Saquon who's averaging, what you said, 6.5?
6.2 a carry, man. That's nuts.
No, Saquon is dynamic. He is a weapon. He is a guy. I mean, everybody knows if it had not been for the injuries that have sidelined his career, that taking him back, I mean, he was on a trek that was just astronomical as far as
straight through Dallas.
Yeah,
he came straight through.
His numbers were just crazy in that burst that he had. But that's where I lean heavily on this defense. And then I look at guys like Demarcus Lawrence. Now, the sacks may not be there because obviously all the attention that we see is Micah is getting to that. But Demarcus Lawrence, even in that Cincinnati game, he made some hell of a plays against the run. Osa Odighizuwa, Quentin Bohanna, guys are getting penetration, and that's where I feel like, okay, if we can press these guys this way, they're going to have problems with us.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to have problems with us. But the matchup that I'm looking forward to is Michael Parsons versus Evan Neal. Yeah, I think that's
Alabama.
Yeah, and Evan Neal, I believe. Look, they have some trouble. Andrew Thomas, their other left tackle, I think they have some faulty stuff going on. And Brian Daboll is a head coach that I like. I loved him at Buffalo. I mean, I like his system. I like him as a disciplinarian, the way that he's getting to these guys. But I think he's a few years away from actually turning this thing over and getting his own guys in there, man. But look, this is going to be because the New York Giants defense is pretty good too, and they're not talking.
Solid.
They're solid, and there's not a lot of household names on that defense. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're pretty good, and they do present a challenge. But offensively, Cooper Rush, you're going to have to depend on him another game to actually make some plays. And, D-Mac, do you trust that? Do you believe that this wide receiving crew can get you those matchups and actually get in the end zone?
Listen, if we're going to preach consistency and trust and all that stuff, then yeah. I believe that Cooper Rush is going to come out here and make enough plays to help us win the game. We saw it against Minnesota last season. Mm-hmm. We came into it this year. No matter how good or bad we think Cincinnati will be moving forward, he came out against the defending AFC champions and made plays when it counted and got us in position to kick that field goal to win the game. He has not shown me anything otherwise in regular season games and when the real bullets are flying, except that he's able to really step up when the time shows. So I have trust that he's going to be able to make those plays when it counts.
And what I like about Cooper Rush, I know I had my doubts early on. I will say that I had my doubts early on, but what I'm starting to realize with Cooper is the moment's never really too big for him. I mean, if you go in there, even when Cincinnati was starting to come back and they were, mounting a little comeback there, the guy always seemed like he was cool, calm, and collected, had good command over the offense. He never had happy feet back there like he was seeing ghosts. Like if you saw Burrow out there, half of the time he wasn't even looking downfield. He saw them guys, he was, oh man, I gotta get up out of here. But to me, Cooper Rush, man, it just never seemed too big. He's ready to make the plays when needed. He keeps the ball out of harm's way, and you can win with that type of football. So I will say that I'm impressed with the young man. Hopefully he can continue that.
Cooper Rush and Andy Dalton.
Would you mean?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is the real red rifle, man. That's Andy Dalton, man.
And I think Cooper Rush is the perfect example of preparation meeting opportunity. He's got his opportunity, and it doesn't seem like it's too big for him. And I think that's what you pointed out. But if he wins this game, and then we got the Manders after this game, and he goes to 3-0. Controversy gonna be real, fellas.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Controversy gonna be real, fellas.
Not in my house today.
Cooper City, man.
Give me number 4. Give me number 4, but I want to keep the same play calling that you had when Cooper Rush was in the game. But give me number 4 doing that same thing.
Y'all think that's what kind of an issue is? Like when we get 4 back in there, it's like, all right, now we're gonna open it up and it's all craziness.
He said it.
Instead of because when Cooper got it, it's nice and slim, it's vanilla, but he does what he needs to do to get the game won. But do you feel like we open it up too much?
No, that's a win. What I think is a winning formula for football, and it doesn't change as much as you want to try and open it up and spread it around and throw the ball all around the park. If you can be conservative, you've been saying this from the beginning. Mm-hmm. If you could have a running game and your running game is steady, and then your defense, you trust your defense the way. I mean, they went for it on 4th and 2 in the first couple seconds of the game, and that's just all trust on your defense. So if you trust your defense like that, keep that same mentality going into every game. Doesn't matter who's at quarterback. Yeah. Okay. You could go all the way through this thing and through the playoffs, but when you need to take the top off, you got to be able to do it. You saw the formations yesterday with the Cleveland Browns and just with Amari Cooper. They were running the ball, but when they needed to take the top off, what did they do? 2, do what you do. Yeah. All right, we're gonna put this ball on you and let you take the top off this defense. And that's a winning formula. Do we trust it? No. Okay. But listen, do we trust that? No. But what we all gonna do and we're gonna make our pick'ems because I'm down bad right now. I'm down bad. Right?
You be talking nothing but best.
But that's all right. I'm like Seabiscuit, baby. I'm staying focused on what I'm staying focused.
That's Nostradamus right there.
But we'll be back with more of the Players Lounge.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Limited tickets for the 2020 Dallas Cowboys season at AT&T Stadium are available now. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium. Back on the Players Lounge.
Hey, Miss Parker.
My man. Barry Church is in the building. He found his way to the podcast studio. And the challenger, the survivor, my guy, D-Mac, is in the building just giving all these facts and trusting Kellen Moore. Yeah, cue the music, B.
That's what they say, man. They say you in trust.
Don't you tell that lie on
me. I just told that lie on you, didn't I? I just lied on you.
I want to, because I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great guy.
And Kellen, we trust, man.
Just give me a couple more games, man. Division games. Help this man Cooper Rush get up out of here, bro. We all right.
You know what? I did not bring this up. This was something you brought up, the X factor to the game.
Oh.
You did not bring up an X factor. And now, just real quick, if y'all have one, I have an X factor, and it is Turpin. Turpin is my X factor. If this offense is struggling, you need to change field position. You need a big play. He was that close to running one back. And we need something like that big to happen on special teams. And Bones Fossil has been real quiet, man. And that really always worries me when he's quiet, because it seems like when he quiet, it's like he can't wait to bust out with something. It's always at the wrong time that he does it. So,
at the wrong time.
Line it up. So it's like he do. And we hadn't heard from him, but I want to believe positive heck, something good is going to happen. And Turpin is going to. But any X factor? Do y'all have anybody that's an X factor for this game?
I got one, man. I'm gonna go ahead, and he is a household name, and I'm gonna say it's D-Law. I think D-Law can be an X factor in this game and going forward if he's able to get those one-on-ones. We all know what Parsons brings to the table. He's gonna have everybody on his side once he starts rushing off that edge or wherever they want to put him out there. But if D-Law can consider, we know what he does against the run. He's an outstanding run defender. I'll give him that. One of the best defensive linemen when it comes to stuff in the run. But if we can get that D-Law that can start registering them sacks once again, man, sky's the limit for this defense. Sky's the limit. So I'm going to say it's going to be D-Law, going to be that X factor. He's going to tap back into that hunting the quarterback mode that he was in his past. And I think he brings it out. I think he brings it out this game.
As ex-players, do you get pissed off when you see another guy like he just getting off and you not getting yours like that?
I ain't going to lie. This is the secondary and everybody balling it. And I'm just out there. I'm like, man, what? Let me get my thing going. Let me get going. I gotta get going.
What you mean?
Not me, because I'm out there doing what I can do, okay? I'm out there doing what I can do, and I know whatever I'm doing, the best of my ability. All right, if it ain't working, it ain't working.
All right, but what if everybody balling, but you gave up a couple plays?
Yeah. Well, now I'm mad at myself. But yeah, I'm like, like, damn, do I suck?
It's over.
Listen, I've been tracking the progress of this young man, Dalton Schultz. And they saying he's day to day progressing well.
Seen him out there catching passes.
If he's in the game, this is the X factor to me. All right, you got your running game going. We're not sure what's going on with CD and Noah, but the safety blanket for my guy Cooper Rush and the guy who's going to be open if their running game is working that well is Dalton Schultz. He's a vet. He's wily with it. He reminds me of how Jason Witten used to get open in those zones and know how to do those little things in man to where he could just get that little bit of separation to save you on the 3rd 8, or 3rd and 6. And we're going to need those, right? If we're going on long drives and we want to control time of possession, we're going to need a running game, and we're going to need Dalton Schultz to really get open and make some plays for Cooper Rush.
But how Witten used to do it when he was trying to get open? I'm talking about every movement this dude. Like, yo, you all right, baby? First down.
Sound you only 3 yards down the field.
Right, but you heard him coming.
Oh, man.
Now, that is a great X factor, Dalton Schultz. If he can go, Cooper Rush is definitely, you saw it at several points in time in the game. It's Dalton Schultz sitting down in those zones, like you just said, D-Mac. But, if he can't go, I do believe we have confidence in the 2 rookies, Hendershot and Ferguson. We damn sure know they block better. That's it.
Yeah, that's a given.
Hey, they ain't gonna be no X factor.
That's fact.
That may be your X factor though. Their ability to block.
That's my first time hearing that. They gonna be your X factor by not being your X factor. Okay.
Hey man, get it how you live, baby.
Do what you gotta do.
I got faith in those guys because I have faith in Lunda Wells, man. If Lunda Wells put them out there, they're gonna be prepared and ready to go. So, shout out to them.
We getting Gallup this week. We getting Gallup this week. I don't know.
Hey,
he on the pitch count, so that's why I can't put him as an X factor. I'm like, I don't know how long he's gonna be playing, how he's gonna look. Is he really gonna be on the pitch count? Is he gonna? I'm just not sure.
I have been disappointed in Jalen Tolbert not getting in the game. Man, these 2 games that he's been inactive, to me, I don't want to take it as an aberration or what's going on with him, but at the same time, him not being on the field and Dennis Houston getting those reps instead of him, I think it says a lot about what either happened. They did say it was a hamstring, something. Okay, we're going there. But something's got to be happening there. But if we do have Michael Gallup back and he is on a pitch count, I think you got to be that's got to be something positive for this team, and damn sure something positive for Cooper Rush, giving him another weapon.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one for sure.
I think it's positive. Like, you need that deep threat. You need somebody who can take the top off. And right now, we haven't seen the guys that we have on the field for the first 2 games be able to do that, or we haven't taken those shots. And I know one thing about it: if Michael Gallup was out there, he's running a go route.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's always that's always exciting for us, and it always makes the defense kind of respect the fact that you have to guard the whole field and not just those intermediate routes. So
opens up a lot more.
Yeah. So if he's out there, I'm happy about it. I think he'll have a positive impact.
So I got my pen out. I want to go over here to BC. Nostradamus.
Yes, indeed.
Negrodamus.
Excuse me, my bad.
Negrodamus.
I got the wrong doggone thing.
Oh, man. You better get your notes out yourself.
Handy dandy. You gotta get that handy dandy.
Give me your score and who you picking.
All right, man. So Dallas, man, they got so much success against the Giants. I think they're like 9-1 or 9-2 these past couple games. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one because I like New York's defense. I like what they got. It's going to be a tough one, but I'm going Cowboys in this one.
What?
Yeah. I'm going Cowboys in this one. 20-17.
17 is a thing. All right.
Maher comes through with another clutch field goal to win it. Up in the Meadowlands.
Danny McCray, who you got?
I got a 1-point victory, man, 17-16. I think this is going to be a defensive game with both teams trying to control the clock and time of possession, and we squeak it out at the end.
Okay.
17 Cowboys, 16 Giants.
I thought you wasn't going with
No. Yeah,
with the Cowboys if Rush was over there. I thought you wasn't going with them.
What had happened
was I seen us run the ball.
Okay. All right.
I
Kellen, we trust, baby.
And listen, after this, I don't know. I got to see. But in all fairness to the Cowboys, they did play well. The defense did play well enough to, I think, to stop the Giants. If we bring that type of game, I'm okay with it. It's Monday Night Football. It's a division game. You never know what can happen.
Yeah, this is facts.
I think we're going to come out and make it happen. Very low scoring.
17-16.
But I'll take it because I trust in his defense.
Okay. I'm going 24-10.
Oh.
24-10
Cowboys.
You may well sign up for Fan of the Year right now.
You know what I'm saying? Boy, heck of a stay jumping out the
I'll jump out the cake. I'm going to jump out the cake for my boys. 24-10, Cowboys get the dub. Guys, it's been fun. Newey, thank you for allowing me to host today. I know you in the books, but you listening, though. He listening, though. And final words, fellas, y'all might want to take your headset off, man, because I got to scream it out, man. I got to do it. I got to do it. Cowboy Nation, I hope your team win.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!